What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
That's not how you badingy.
Yep, that's how I badingy. That's not how you badingy.
You got to understand, your Sheboygan was your badingy.
No, I know, but I needed...
you tacked it on.
I needed both. I
feel
came
like-
in too late. I came in too late with the Sheboygan.
No, I felt like your Sheboygan was right on time.
You
Mike-
just wanted me to drop the badingy.
I just want you to use it properly. I didn't give you the sword to wield so foolishly. Mike, what was your, what's your review of that thing?
Oh, that was terrible.
There were
Thank you.
volume changes.
Thank you.
Started weak. It ended off time. I mean, incredible work.
Yeah.
288 episodes. You still love the scat as much as
I just look forward to it more than anything.
well. You look forward to being over. I know that.
This is the greatest time. Now I have the number one pick in a draft and have the furthest time from scatting.
Yeah, this moment exactly. Now I am curious. This is show 288 of the Spitballers podcast. Welcome in, one and all. How soon are we? Where is the next Al scat?
Great question, Al.
Do you know the number already?
80 something.
I feel like it's the right time to ask.
I'll find out. I don't know
Yeah.
for sure.
It's like,
so-
we passed it. We'll go to the next one.
Right. So no, we have a Would You Rather segment today. What's the difference on today's show? And we are drafting the what are we drafting? The old-fashioned things that you still use.
Yep.
Mhm.
So this should be. I mean, you got the number one pick, but
Yes.
this is kind of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I know. I had a hard time making this
just
list.
thought of another one.
I was sitting there.
Oh, I thought of my 101.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
what is happening?
Our office.
Just thought about my normal life.
We sit next to each other, and I'm sitting there going, man, I only got 3 things for this list that are like old-fashioned things I use for a while. And then he's like, oh, I came up with a million
Yeah.
so quick. Like, math checks out.
Yeah, no, there you go. So we're drafting the most old-fashioned things that we still used. At Spitballers Pod over on X, if you want to follow this show, you can tell your friends about the podcast. We always appreciate that. We heard from some families this week that were fans of the show and were thanking us for having a silly, fun, family-friendly podcast that people could listen to together, and that is why we do this. So tell your friends and family about it, and we'll be very thankful. Anything to add, Mike?
I was going to say, you start telling people or it's not going to be safe.
Oh, man.
Wait, are you threatening the?
I think that's
I
a
am.
threat.
Okay.
I am.
It's frightening.
Oh, my gosh.
Not sure that's on brand, but we'll move on.
Would you rather?
Does that just mean there will be violence on the show, Mike? Is that what you meant?
I'm
Like-
not saying what there will or won't be,
But just be
but
careful.
it won't be safe.
But it won't be safe. So do we have the number when Al actually has to scat again?
It's too far. He says it's 332.
Episode 332?
Yeah.
Every 83 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes. How did you work this out?
Yeah, that's a smoking deal. You got a great agent.
Does that mean we went 82 episodes and then we had the idea of making him do it? That's on
think
us.
So
That's our fault. Should have done it episode 1
I
and
feel
2
like it should
and
be
3.
every 4. You know what I mean? He's part of this team.
he is.
You know, make him have the same cycle.
I wonder if he would
that
take
we have.
25% equity in Spitballers in exchange for 25% of the scats. The Papa Josh put his
is
hand up.
volunteering.
We don't need none of
I'm
that.
out on that.
All right. Would you rather question from Sheep Go Meep? That must be a username over on Patreon. Sheep Go Meep.
It's beep, beep, beep.
Would
Sheep
you?
don't go beep beep.
There's a sheep going beep, beep song.
Oh,
your
for real?
Your kids never had that in the house?
No.
I mean, I'll see if I can find it.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, beep, beep, I'm a sheep.
Okay.
I'm going to drop that banger into the chat. Don't worry.
Would you rather perceive all lights in the world as 3 times brighter than they are right now, or 3 times dimmer than they are right now?
Andy and I are
yeah.
best use case for this question because I cannot get things bright enough for me. Like I can't see well in low light. I can't see well in good light. But if it's exceptionally bright, now I can see.
Like backlit.
I need
You would
it
like the
backlit
world to be
and front
backlit.
lit. Yes, I want everything glowing. Why
do you think that is?
Poor eyes, I think it's my actual
So
eyeballs.
yesterday in the afternoon, I went home. I had to walk across our backyard to get something out of the garage. It's 107, 108 degrees in Arizona, peak of the day. I could barely open my eyes when walking. Now, I didn't have my sunglasses. I just had left them somewhere.
See, that's
I had to walk.
a mistake.
But what I'm trying to figure out if Jason was just comfortable because
No.
I couldn't even open them without the intensity of like.
I have the same pain threshold
Okay.
as you do. It's just I need a ton of light to see clearly. If I don't have a lot of light, it's very taxing for me to do anything.
So let me ask you another question. In the summertime, I like to draw the blinds a little bit, make it feel cool inside. Do you
Right.
draw the blinds?
No.
Okay.
I want all the light on, and I don't even get all the light on in my office, monster.
Do you have you considered getting better glasses?
Yeah, I get better glasses like every year, and every single year they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna update your prescription. It's a little bit stronger,
But you still feel like you can't see.
And I'm like so excited every time I go to get these. I'm like, it's gonna fix everything. It's gonna be so great. And I look through them. I'm like,
Have you
it's
considered the
insane.
glasses that come with the 2 flashlights on the side?
now we're talking.
So whatever you look at anywhere, I'll let those come into our office.
If they were bright enough, I would do it. Those weak little, those are that I better be in a cave for
you
that
want
to work.
2 giant headlights on the side of your head?
Where
I
are we
could-
at with that tech? Are you sure? LEDs
I'm
are
not
around.
sure, but if there's actually like some clip-on things that are like soups bright that I can wear on my glasses, I will absolutely do it.
30,000 lumens each.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about don't you dare look me in the face because I will blind you.
Light man.
But when I do it, I will see you.
Yeah. Frightening.
I couldn't have things 3 times dimmer. I would basically.
What if it turned the sun down 3 times?
Well, yeah, it would do that. I mean, that's part
But
of it,
it's
right?
still it doesn't affect photosynthesis and stuff. It just turns the sun down so that you because it's bright in Arizona and none of us, we would all like the sun turned down a notch or 2, like a dial.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly it's too hot. That's for sure.
Would it come with the heat change?
No, this is all just light. It's all perceived.
Honestly, 3 times less heat from the sun, we're all real dead.
That is true.
You can't turn
Probably
the sun
true,
down
yeah.
3x.
Oh,
You probably can't turn it down 0.001 without us dying.
It's where it needs to be.
Yeah.
But it's perceive all light. So, I mean, if it's brighter, then, I mean, I don't know. 3 times? How are you not in sunglasses inside?
You would be.
Even you,
That'd
Jay,
be-
at 3X.
Look, some people wear their sunglasses inside. I mean, it's just pretty cool.
Have you ever
Power move.
You would
Did
never
you
have to
ever-
wear regular glasses. You'd always be in sunglasses.
Did you ever have a I wear sunglasses inside face?
No, and the reason why is because
Yes,
when
you
I
did.
did I oh
Yes, you
Wait,
did.
are these transition lenses?
He had the transitions.
Oh.
For a little while, he had
man.
transitions.
those were so
So he
embarrassing.
really did have
Those were so
sunglasses inside.
embarrassing. I mean, I got them. Look, they seem like it makes sense. It seems practical. These
It does.
transitions.
It's a good
Yeah.
marketing campaign.
I'm inside. I go outside. I got my sunglasses on already. But the problem is, you come inside and it never goes
How long-
fully away.
Oh, it doesn't ever go?
Never. I'll wake up from a sleep in the middle of the night and I'll grab those things and they got a little tint to them. It's like, no, I don't want tint on my glasses.
You don't want to
inside.
constantly be wearing sunglasses.
And honestly, when I wear sunglasses inside, sometimes people forget to take their sunglasses off.
Yeah,
They come into
yeah.
play. That's impossible for me. If I walk inside and I'm wearing sunglasses,
Because it goes.
it's blackout. It is blackout dark.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, so I know you, Andy.
I do prefer things slightly dimmer. My wife argues with me about it.
Yeah, because you get like floaters or something.
It's 100% because I got LASIK surgery about 15 years ago, and LASIK surgery sometimes there's side effects for people, and for me, I don't think they did it right. I think they messed some stuff up, and so when there's more light in the room, I see floaters in front of my eyes. And so I need,
I think they did a great job. This is 15 years later, and you're not wearing glasses right now.
I need them so bad. I really.
So where are you on the light scale,
three?
Mike?
I prefer more lights. I side with you, but I had also had LASIK. I don't know.
So do you notice that too a little bit?
I noted. I don't have floaters, but I know that outside is I
very glary.
I have sunglasses on outside, or it's just way too bright.
Okay,
but did
your night vision get worse with LASIK? Because mine did.
No, my
like
night
driving around.
My night vision.
I'm blind on the roads.
My night vision seems okay, but if you're familiar with the movie Reign of Fire,
isn't that a dragon movie?
Oh,
it is a dragon
great
movie.
Hey, time out.
Okay.
Shout out.
Just for Reign of Fire.
Freaking awesome movie.
Shout out Reign of Fire.
Yeah.
Reign of Fire.
I thought of it the other day. I'm like, I got to get my kids to watch this movie.
I've never seen that.
You've got to watch. Everyone
great.
listening has to watch that movie. It's great.
It's a dragon movie.
Dragon movie.
Okay.
McConaughey.
Oh, it is?
Christian Bale's the main guy.
He's the main dragon?
No.
Okay.
No, he's the main guy. It's fantastic. But the point of bringing it up.
Old-fashioned movies to recommend in the middle of the show.
Point of bringing it up is the way that they realize, okay, we can fight the dragons. There's a magic hour, and the magic hour is when the sun is going down.
Dusk.
And for me, when it's dusk and the sun is going down, I can't see anything.
So you're a dragon.
Yes.
If they were to attack you at that time, that is
Dude, it's ridiculous. Because my eyes can't figure out what they're supposed to do. So they're like, well, it's bright. You're like, no, my pupils need to go real small. No, it's real big. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I can't see until it's finally dark and the street lights are out. Then I can see again.
I like to believe that the author of Reign of Fire had that exact same experience. It's like, dude, I know the hook at the end.
It's just I can't see well at dusk. What could this be? A mythical creature can't see well, and they have to fight it.
Yeah, that sounds as ridiculous as the Signs water stuff that you were talking about.
Yeah. We just watched Signs this weekend.
Yeah.
Still great. Still a great movie.
Love Signs.
Awesome movie. Ridiculous ending.
Watch Reign of Fire. It makes sense in the context.
So, Mike, are you going dimmer or brighter? You're going dimmer? That's my final vote.
I feel like you have to go dimmer, or you are the guy who's wearing sunglasses inside.
Those are you can turn more lights on when it's dimmer to make it brighter, or you can put sunglasses on to block out the light.
And you don't want to do that.
Michael from Patreon, would you rather have to always eat ice cream on a plate or always eat steak in a bowl? I like this. Now, are you also swapping utensils?
No, I don't think you can.
No. Steak with a spoon?
You can't eat steak with a spoon. You still need a fork and knife. But the question is, there's inconveniences to both. One is going to melt and be soupy on a plate, which is awful. But knifing something in a bowl.
And I assume that this bowl has to be like
it's an ice cream bowl, cereal bowl.
It's a good fit. I'm saying, like, this isn't a big old.
That's impossible.
There's not enough flat surface to cut the steak easily.
Exactly. I have
and the steak's all
folded up.
So I have these plate bowls that I really love. Like they're very nice. They're just shallow.
I was almost 100% sure that you were going to say you have very custom-made steak plates that are only for steak. They're shaped like a steak. They're imported.
I'm going to get on Googling that for sure. Because if
Sorry,
I can get custom steak plates, I'm in. But I've got I think they're almost like a salad bowl, but they're really like my plates and my bowls had a baby. Very wide. And so sometimes when you're plating dinner, those work nice for everything. You can put your mashed potatoes, your steak.
It's big enough.
It's big enough. And even when I accidentally put a steak in that and it's pretty shallow, it's impossible to cut. You're just, as soon as you put pressure down on the side, you're turning your meal over.
Does it like lean or does it start spinning?
It leans.
Okay.
It just, it's gonna.
Would you always running away from you?
Would you change how you eat a steak? Would you just grab it?
Yeah, I would fork in the middle and I would eat it like a
like Fred Flintstone.
Like Fred Flintstone, absolutely. Which is the way I've seen my son eat a steak.
Yeah, I could say. I mean,
wait, what?
He's not good at cutting yet.
We
so
act like it's ridiculous, but people have put steaks on burgers and then we just bite them. Like it's not like it's impossible to do.
That's a good point.
I'm still on. He's not good at cutting. things yet.
Now, the other way, the ice cream, you guys know how I eat my ice cream.
Yeah.
It ain't melting, brothers.
Yeah.
It's not melting on me.
No.
And the plate is more convenient to lick. Than a bowl.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Like the bowl is
it's all over your face.
You have to drip it down the side.
It's not working.
You can clean a plate. You will not know that anything had been on that plate if you give me a plate of ice cream. Have you had ice cream with a fork though?
I have.
Yeah.
There's some small advantages to it if it's super hard ice cream.
100%. Ice cream with a fork is absolutely fine. There are advantages for sure.
I'm taking the ice cream on a plate for the record.
I think we all are. You can't have steak in a bowl.
Chris,
I'm shocked how pro Jason is like, no, ice cream with a fork. There's huge advantages. There's endless possibilities when you have a fork.
When's the last time you've eaten ice cream with a fork?
It would have been like I had a Pizookie or something.
it's very common for like an ice cream cake to be served with a fork instead of a spoon.
Yeah, but that's a cake. That's not ice cream.
Well, it's ice cream
But it's
with
made
literally
out of ice.
it's literally all
but
ice
it's a
cream
cake.
with inside of a pie
But it's
crust.
it's also extra cold.
Correct, which is interesting. But anyways,
Because otherwise it would not work. It has to be very cold.
otherwise it would just melt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris from Patreon, would you rather break down on a big city interstate, so break down in a car, on an interstate? That's always been a thing I don't want to happen.
Dude, the California, Arizona, our stretch on the 10, the thought of there's certain parts that are, dude, if I broke down right now,
Yeah.
it would be the end.
The other option is to break down on a boat in the middle of Lake Michigan at sundown. What does breakdown in a boat mean? It just stops running?
Yeah, you mean
Yeah.
the motor is no longer
So
functional.
now I'm on a float, not a boat?
And Lake Michigan
It's like an ocean.
Yeah, Lake Michigan's big enough that you could be, if you're in the middle of it, you're not seeing land, are you?
No,
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
so.
true.
Yeah.
You think you are seeing?
No,
we both agree. I don't think you see land.
We said totally different
I know.
things, and we agree.
I said I think that's true to you, and he said,
Yeah,
no, I don't think you could see land, and it meant the same thing.
Yes, we said the opposite, same exact thing.
Okay.
You cannot see land if you're in the middle of Lake Michigan. That is,
And the sun is going down.
yeah. And so in the middle of Lake Michigan, I presume the average boat does not have a real great way to communicate.
Yeah, you do.
You're talking about like the CB radio thing? Is that on the average boat?
I think so.
What
I
kind
don't
of boat
think
are we
so.
on here? Are we on like a kayak?
You got a CB.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just like the rules of maritime say
okay.
all boats must have
Al, we had
CBs.
we were part of
But
a,
you explain to me where you're at in Lake Michigan real quick.
the
the
middle.
middle.
Exactly. Like when you call, what are you going to tell people?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm in
yeah,
the-
you would not be able to tell
I'm
me
on
exactly.
Lake Michigan. Please come get me.
That's true. That's a good point.
Where are you? The lake?
Yay.
I can see stars. Do you see any stars? Yeah, you're close.
That would be pretty terrifying. Is the weather choppy? Are we good? Or is the weather
I
nice
don't
and
even
still?
think it has to be.
It's
Oh,
not-
that matters a lot to me. I can sleep in the middle of a lake and wait for the sun to come up.
and then do what?
Okay, it's
Okay, the sun is up.
I see
So
clouds.
So-
If you get near the clouds, you're close.
fine. It's Lake Michigan. It's glass still, but the interstate. It's between here and California, and it's high noon in the summer.
Yeah, really busy, and I've
No,
broken.
and 100,000
I've broken down
degrees.
in that situation.
No.
I've had that happen to me.
You
Interstate
made it out.
to California, and
I thought everyone who breaks down there
I
dies.
figured it was you're lost.
with a pregnant wife.
Oh no!
No kids at the time, pregnant with the first child, and blew a tire, middle of nowhere.
Okay, but you still had AC.
Technically would have had AC in the car. Yeah. Got very lucky. There was no one anywhere, and managed to get to a tire shop that was down the road.
Did you have a spare? Did you change?
No, somebody had to come and tow us.
Ah,
Yeah.
See, that's the great thing about the
That's
interstate.
the difference between.
People can get to you.
There's not random boats passing you on Lake Michigan going, you need a tow?
Right. And even if, like...
Can we put the sails up or something?
I don't even
I'll
know
give
how you would
one flare.
Oh,
Okay,
I don't know
one
when to
flare.
use that, dude.
Yeah, you're going to
One
have to
flare,
do
you gotta-
a lot to make this
It's
even.
right when, where are you on the boat? Get ready.
Do you see? Oh, I see it in the sky now. Yeah, we're like under that.
Quick, go.
We're directly under the fading light.
Except not anymore. It kind of went at an angle. But, like, look where you think it would have started. I always wonder that with flare
I
guns.
do too.
You better have a lot of them.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you need one flare. I don't know if that's going to get
I mean,
it done.
there's nothing that could make the Lake Michigan the winner here.
Is there a more there could be a higher likelihood that you're in actual danger on the interstate having to get out of your car with people flying by you
Yeah.
on the interstate.
Yeah, and if it's hot and you don't have water.
Whereas on Lake Michigan, like, you're in a boat, you probably have some supplies. Like, even if you have to float out there for a while,
But you know what's in Lake Michigan at night?
alligators?
Jumping
Oh.
sharks.
Wow.
I mean, I would imagine
Oh,
so.
there's no sharks in Lake
Wait,
Michigan. Oh, my gosh. I thought you were saying Lake Michigan had sharks.
said
I was blown away.
specifically said
Jumping in the front
sharks.
of it. He's Googling whether there's sharks.
What? No, I'm not. Are there sharks in Lake Michigan?
Where's sharks on your meter of, you got the spiders, you got
The
all
phobia.
the phobia creatures like sharks.
I'm not. I don't have any phobia.
Have you ever
against
thought
sharks,
about it?
But obviously, if I was
You
near a
would.
great white shark, I'd be terrified. Like, I'm not afraid of
That's
lions.
not a
but
phobia.
That's
Like,
what I mean.
yeah, I mean, but like when you've gone into the ocean, California,
I'd never
travel-
think about it.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I don't.
You
If
never
I-
feel
if I
something
were
brush
to-
your leg and go, "Was that a shark?"
Only if I'm in a lake. I will say that if I were to be in the ocean, like out, take
good
a
ways,
boat
yeah.
a ways,
Oh,
and the second I hit the water out in deep water, I know I'm 30 seconds away from dying from a shark. I know it. There's nothing in my body that would allow me to get in that water unless
Oh,
there
like
was a
go
cage
swim, like
around
jump
me.
off for a quick swim.
Yeah,
in the middle of the ocean?
Not happening.
Have
but
you been
when
in
I
a
get-
lake where you just have that feeling of not knowing?
Oh yeah, I've
What's
had
underneath?
I've felt something in a lake before, and that is not a fun experience. Where it's like a fish or something.
Yeah.
just like a little tickle on the
Yeah,
foot.
just like, oh, something touched my leg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even though you know there's not sharks in the lake you were in.
I don't know that there's not piranha.
could be, yeah, or barracudas,
Oh man. So
electric
let's,
eels.
are you guys going interstate or lake? Mike sounds pretty afraid of the interstate.
Oh, yeah, people don't make it out very often. The lake would also be terrifying. I'll take the interstate because I think I can call someone.
Okay, so update here on sharks in Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay. Give us the
Okay, this is
breakdown.
what it says. It says no shark reports have been officially, quote, in quotes, scientifically documented
Oh no!
in Lake Michigan, but there have been fin sightings, as was the case in Frankfurt. So, scientifically,
We got a
no.
There's a Loch Ness going on.
I would love the
Sharks
Loch
in
Ness
Lake
monster
Michigan.
story as a kid.
Oh, man, that was my
dude,
favorite.
I thought that was amazing.
and I knew it was true.
There was a book in my school library. It was all the mythical and
Yeah.
creatures. So
Yeah.
I mean, Bigfoot's in there, Loch Ness, all that type of stuff. I wore that thing out.
Yeah, that was always really cool. I'm going for the boat.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going for the boat.
No, you're just trying to be crazy.
Yeah, I guess
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna get out of my car and walk to safety.
you could be really far,
But I can,
hundreds of miles.
But I can take care of that. You're not hundreds of miles to the next exit.
you
It
could
can
be
It could be 70
like
plus.
50, 60.
Is that hundreds?
No.
Thank you.
All right.
You can walk 70 miles in the middle of the desert?
And I can walk 70 miles more.
All right, we are taking a break. We'll be back. Apologies to all.
What's the difference between me and you?
All right, it's time for us to inform the world. What's the difference between a party,
Mm-hmm.
a celebration,
Yeah.
and a get-together?
Okay. This seems a little straightforward.
I I have a first shot. I have a first entry into the consideration, which is level of preparation.
That
Okay.
I think that applies a little bit.
I'm thinking about that with the get together. Like the get together,
Well,
maybe there's like a fruit plate or like a.
But I think a get together doesn't have like.
It's impromptu, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no occasion.
We're having a little get together tonight.
It's not a birthday. It's not New Year's. It's not Labor Day. It's not.
What would you
Mother's
rather
Day.
go to? We're having a little
party.
We're having a little get together on Memorial Day.
Party or a
Or we're
celebration?
having a party on Memorial Day.
Of course you want to go to a party. A celebration is it takes a celebration is for one person.
Okay, you're onto something.
You know what I mean? Like we're celebrating an achievement.
You mean like
Yeah.
a birthday party?
Like a graduation.
It's a birthday celebration.
A graduation.
Yeah.
It's called a party, but it's a celebration.
You celebrate anniversaries? That's two people.
But that's you don't have a
You don't say we're on a celebration.
Yeah,
Okay, what is it when you have one of the gender reveal parties for a baby?
that's a party.
Oh, I just said party.
I don't
That's
know.
it.
We need to banish those things anyway. So.
You're not a big
Like,
fan.
it's so
Oh
against
god,
them.
they're so dumb.
I don't understand why you're so
yeah,
against
wait.
those.
I want to revisit this.
I think they're fun.
I don't know because you don't want to see like the guy try to hit the baseball that turns pink or blue.
It's just such an obnoxious look at me thing that has now burned down forests.
But
and
everybody
things like-
wants to know what somebody's having.
Okay, let
You'll know when I
You're
ring
worried
you.
about one guy burning down a forest.
Let me try-
ruins
Oh,
it.
yes.
Ruins
What?
it for
was just
everybody.
One little tiny forest. Yes, actually, that's how things change when you have a catastrophic event like that. We
Everybody
change
should
the
not
rules.
go down for one guy burning down a forest. That's
There-
all I can
Tell
say.
that to
So
Washington
what?
D.C.
All campfires? No one can have a
Yeah,
campfire.
no one can have a campfire anymore.
You got to control them.
Well, yeah, you got to
I
control
promise
your.
more than one guy's burned down a forest with a campfire.
They tell
Certainly
you.
more than baby reveal.
They do
parties.
tell you when and where you can have a campfire.
Now hold on. I want to know if there were no earthly ramifications to gender reveal parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If no catastrophic events
Yeah.
ever happen in
I
the
get-
history of them, are you still against
Yes.
having a get together to be like we're having a boy or we're having a girl?
I am opposed.
I want
to,
a piece of blue or pink cake.
That's fine. That honestly, at the end that's fine to me. It's the level of look at me theatrics that this has become, and it's like why are we
It
doing this?
is
You know why
soci-
I'm doing this? Because I'm going to record it.
That
and
part
you know how many
I
likes
get.
I'm going to get on social media?
Okay.
It's disgusting.
So
What?
if banned phones.
Yeah. What
Like,
if?
oh,
What
if you've banned phones, then people aren't even going to do it.
no.
one will show up.
They will not do it.
What if
They won't
there was,
spend all the money and the time.
What if there was a big party that had that kind of accidental we don't know reveal of whether we're having a boy or a girl, but we said like we don't want anything on social media. Are you fine with it then? Because then it's just a
What
fun
are you
party
doing?
trick.
What are you doing? How are you revealing?
I'm popping a balloon and
Yeah.
then the color confetti.
The balloon? Fine. I will allow the balloon.
Okay, I want to know the rules.
What will you not allow?
I will not allow the.
What about the baseball?
I will not.
Can Dad hit the baseball that explodes?
That sounds fun.
Can he swing the golf club and hit the golf ball that
The
explodes?
exploding one. Maybe it's
No
it's,
fire
It's
though.
small enough.
No fire.
No fires. No WWF wrestlers coming out having a 15-minute match.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, the blue Speedo's the winner.
Okay.
Is
It's-
that a thing?
That
Bro.
sounds pretty funny.
Bro,
Oh my gosh.
there's countless things.
Mike's algo got stuck on some of these high production gender reveal parties.
It's just obnoxious.
I think that's why he's upset is because he can't see anything other than those now.
Yeah,
on
no.
his social media, all he does is scroll gender. He's like,
how do
come on.
you how do you reset your algo?
That's
So
a good question. Can you reset your?
I don't
Can
know.
no, they don't
start
let you
over?
do that.
No.
Get together that can happen in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're doing a get together.
I will say that there's a limit to people. A get together cannot. You can't have 20
Ooh.
people at a get together. That's not a get together anymore.
What does that become?
It becomes a party. Like if you invite 3 or 4 or 5 people over for a get together, and then they all bring someone, and now there's 15
what if there's
people
no
there.
food served, no dessert, no drinks?
You can party with nothing. I think you can. That's not true.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. Okay. You can have a get together with nothing.
Can a get together convert to a party if
Yeah,
someone
that's
brings
what I'm
food?
saying.
Yes.
Somebody goes, "Oh, I'll pick up some food,"
And you
we're
know
going to
what?
turn this into a party.
Now it's a party.
Now it's a party. That's a phrase.
That is a phrase.
There will be an announcement. You will know officially when your get together has elevated and it's now
I think
a
a
party.
celebration and party might be the same thing.
Well, no, because a celebration is only. I mean,
It's only 1 or 2 or 3 people.
One.
A celebration, like you don't.
What
have,
if the Little League team wins their World Series and you have what do you have?
A team party.
That's not a celebration? Because I'm celebrating that championship.
Oh, you
Jason's
better
thinking
be.
about it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. A celebration is obviously you are.
So there's an achievement involved?
There's an achievement involved, and unfortunately, most of the time, it is the minority of people at a party. If you just come to a party,
Okay, now I see how that makes sense.
and if you just go to a
You're
party,
attending
everyone
a-
is the same. Everyone's just there to have fun. You know
So
what I mean? It's a
there's-
4th of July party or whatever.
There's a class status if you're at a celebration.
Exactly. If you're at a celebration,
Come to our 10th
You're
anniversary
here-
celebration.
you're here for them. If you're there for something, really, a birthday party is a celebration.
So a wedding is a celebration.
Yeah.
A wedding celebration. Yeah, we
Okay.
helped a lot. What's the difference between a cabin, a cottage, and a shack? Well, come on. The shack is the outlier there. Shack has no electricity
And no
no
rooms.
running water, and no what?
I don't think there
Did you
can
say
be
no roof?
no rooms.
Oh, no, it's a single room
Yeah, a
It's a
shack.
studio.
A shack is a studio cabin, basically.
with no running water.
I don't know. I feel like for it to be a shack, like you can kind of see out through the wall. Like the beams aren't fully aligned.
Sure.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Because a
It's
cabin,
rundown.
It's
cabin's
definitely
gotta
not
be
nicely made.
cabin's got to be wood.
It's got to be
a cabin does absolutely have.
There
to
must
wood.
be Lincoln logs somewhere.
in a cottage. To me, thatched roof and a little smoke coming out of a
Yeah.
Little smoke
There
coming out of
has
the
to be a chimney,
furnace. Yeah,
and then there has to be
chimney.
chimney.
and there has to be
Wait, a water
Yeah,
wheel?
the water,
Water
wheel.
wheel.
Yeah, yeah,
Are
absolutely.
they really next to the cabins?
100%.
Or the cottages?
Cottage. Yeah.
There's no cottages without that.
Now,
Yeah.
can only old women live in cottages?
No.
You can have a family at a cottage, but a cottage doesn't have its own electricity unless it's powered by that water wheel.
Yeah, that's what it's there for, man.
Yeah.
I was not aware of this water wheel part of the cottage.
It
I
has to
feel
be.
like in a lot of my cottage lore, there wasn't always a water wheel.
100%. This is why people come to the show. They want to know.
Does the water wheel convert a cabin into a cottage?
No.
For the people on the audio side,
What is a water
Oh,
wheel?
no. I couldn't think of the word, and all I did was make a circular motion with my hand.
Yeah.
And you guys knew it was a water wheel.
Yeah, buddy.
That tells you
Yeah.
a cottage has a water wheel.
Uh-huh.
I feel like a cottage is always just
A water wheel
homier.
is a machine for converting the energy of flowing or falling water into electricity for cottages. That is
No, it does not say for cottages.
that is the actual definition of a water wheel.
Gosh. Yeah, and Al Borland is sharing some. See this thatched roof.
Yeah, and there's
He's
and there's
sending
stone.
a picture of a cottage.
There has
Wait,
to be
there
stone.
has to be stone.
Has to be stone.
Because if it's all wood, that would just be a cabin.
if you're sharing a picture of a cottage with us, isn't that undermining the very segment that we are?
No, because
completing?
we had already figured it out.
Yeah, this is I'm looking at a cottage. This cottage has a water wheel, stone, thatched roof. It's perfect. This is a
A hobbit would only live in a cottage, not a cabin.
yeah, hobbits don't need electricity.
Well, they're in the hill, though.
Yeah, they're more that's a different thing. Right? Because they're
That's
like
a hobbit
it's like,
hole.
It's like a half
That's what they
cave.
call it.
It's like a cave with a
It's called
door.
a hobbit hole.
Yeah, because you're inside of a
Which do you want to live in more? And
A
I know
cabin.
Shaq's at the bottom.
Ooh.
I want television.
Well, you feel like
Internet?
that's not what a cabin is known for, Jason.
No, you said
your
which-
cabin is known
television.
for it.
Yeah, I've got a
How
cabin.
about fireplace?
That's Starlink. I'm talking to the skies for my internet. I gotta get top speeds there. I got Netflix.
Why does a cabin let you do this and not a cottage?
Dude, a cottage doesn't have electricity enough for that.
Oh, the
that
water
wheel
wheel.
does not generate enough to power.
He's got like 80 water wheels trying to get his internet and his phone running.
It lacks electricity, but magic.
Oh, there's certainly more magic at a cottage.
There's a chance, though, that the woman that lives in the
Yeah,
cottage
don't accept apples.
could be a witch.
If you live in a cottage,
Yeah.
never accept apples.
All right, settled. Thank you. Jeez, I want TV. I want fiber optic cable internet.
If you don't have high-speed internet and a television, I'm not going to your cabin. Just saying that right now. That's not a nice, relaxing.
I think
thing.
the word you're
not a
looking
threat,
for
that's
is hotel. I'm not going to your hotel.
Oh, come on. At least say resort.
What is the difference
Hotel.
between
Old-fashioned things I still use. A hotel. Come on.
Oh my goodness. What is the difference between ramifications, repercussions, and consequences?
Ooh, there's a lot to unpack there.
Repercussions and consequences. I feel like one's incidental.
One is immediate. I feel
Which
like
one's immediate?
repercussions are like you're getting it's think about the you got to sometimes break down like the Latin here, and it's it comes from percussion. So this is like the
right,
the
yeah.
bounce
It's
back,
after the percussions.
the immediate bounce back of your actions. Just the second it happens, repercussions are back at you. It's like shooting a bullet and it goes off the wall and bounces back at you.
That's a repercussion.
That's a repercussion.
That's not a ricochet.
Synonymous, but it's also a repercussion. Consequences can be down the line. There
can be immediate consequences, can't there?
There can
That's
be.
why that phrase exists.
But are all look, and consequences can be good or bad, despite the word consequences feels like it's only negative. But you can have good consequences. It's just
Can you?
Yeah, consequences just what happens afterwards.
Man.
Something of consequence. Something that is so wait, I would never express like, okay, if you study really hard for that test, one of the consequences of the test is an A plus.
Right, but it would be accurate.
It might be accurate, but not for this segment.
Yeah, I think
And then ramifications is in there. Now, what's the Latin root of
ramifications,
that?
That's the little dish that.
That's right. The little like a ramekin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ramekinifications that allows you to store things
Like pudding?
mousse? Sauces, mousse,
Soup?
soup. Yeah, I mean usually you want something bigger than a ramekin
I'm not
for
sure I
soup.
know what a ramekin is.
You don't know what a ramekin
It's
is?
a ramekinification.
Ramekinification.
What are the
is-
ramifications of not knowing what it is?
Well, that means that you're going to miss out
Is
on
that what you put soy
exceptional-
sauce in?
Yeah, exactly. Like dips.
Oh, really? That is a ramekin?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the
I thought it
root
was
of that?
I thought it was the circular dish that has all the
A ramekin is just
the-
any.
the lines.
A ramekin is just
Little
any
ridges.
little small dish.
Now I gotta look up what a ramekin is.
Yeah. Anyways, the ramekinifications of ramifications, I feel like can be positive, whereas consequences.
All
can't.
these ramekins have ridges on the outside.
They don't have to though. That might be the most common. That might be the
This is
most
what I'm
common
seeing.
version
How
of
do
a
you
ramekin.
spell the word?
Ramekin.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, they don't all have them, but that's the old-fashioned ramekins always have those ridges on the
Okay.
outside.
Oh, this would be good for like a pudding, or they serve a.
That's why I said pudding.
Did he say pudding?
He said exactly pudding.
What is the
Now say sauce.
creme brulee? Creme brulee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Creme brulee
They're
has
always
to
in a
come
ramekin.
Yeah.
Those are in really big ramekins.
Yeah.
though. Ramekins are usually smaller.
I've had it in one of these.
You've had it in a tiny ramekin?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
like just a little one.
So much ramekin talk.
I'm not sure. Here's the honest truth. I think all three of these mean the same thing
I'm
because they're all negative, or at least consequences and repercussions feel like they're
Yeah,
negative.
those are negative.
and then ramifications. You ask that beforehand.
yeah,
You don't say what are
you
the
say, what
ramifications after. You say what are the ramifications of my decision.
yes, ramifications are thinking through a decision and what could happen afterwards.
You've said-
Consequences are what happened.
You've said
So you're-
ramifications so many times it doesn't sound like a real word anymore in my head.
Ramifications is projecting the future consequences.
Exactly.
And repercussions are.
Immediate
After the
bounce backs
percussing.
of something that hit
Al,
a
should
wall.
we keep talking about this
Please,
or move
no.
on to our draft?
We should probably draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right. We are, boy, it's going to be hard to narrow down. We're drafting the old-fashioned things that we still use.
Okay. I got the 101, and I'm going to play the game here because I think my 101, I don't think you guys are going to take. So I want to make sure I get the most things I like.
Mess around and find out.
Oh, man. I would be really disappointed. But I'm I don't think that this
Andy
one.
said he has 17 things on his list. My list is such that I really hope you guys take different things.
I love when we come into one of these drafts and I'm in that state where I'm like, dude, don't take things from my list. I can't afford.
Like
for
there's
you
nothing left.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with something that is old fashioned, but always in fashion because it's actually the best version. It's a vinyl record player. We have them at our cabin, and my son plays them all the
water
time.
wheel.
No, that would be a cottage.
I'm sorry.
I got Starlink.
Your
That's
son
a
does
cabin.
what? He plays them all the time?
Yeah, he's got a vinyl record player in his room that he plays all the time. Vinyl record players
Do you,
are old-fashioned but awesome.
Do you Bluetooth your records?
Ooh, please say no.
No,
Please
at
say
the
no.
house. Yes, at the cabin. And I understand it takes the analog out and all that, but it's but it looks really
you
nice.
seem like the kind of guy who Bluetooths
Yeah.
vinyl.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That is so insulting. I hope people understand how bad that is.
Oh. Big that if you Bluetooth your vinyl, it's like saying I want someone to see the vinyl player
Yes,
sitting on the counter, but I really don't care about the vinyl. I just want it to look nice on the counter.
I think it's got both. It's a Sonos, and I think it's got it's
Yeah.
got both.
It's got both. Okay. All right.
How many speakers do you have hooked up to it though? Yeah, vinyl records was very tippy top of the list.
That's what I figured. I figured that would not come back to
Yeah, it was my original. It was going to be my 101, but I did think of some more things right before the show. So I would be remiss if I didn't select a rocking chair with the first pick.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
So the rocking chair will be my first selection. Of,
We've literally purchased you a rocking chair.
you bought me
for
one
your-
as a present, and it wasn't a gag. I was like,
No, it was a-
I said thank you, and then rocked in it.
all the time.
Yeah, it broke, but
Rocking chairs on my list.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't, right?
Mike, you are up. Old-fashioned things that you still use.
So this gets used on the reg in my household, and it is a good old-fashioned apple slicer.
An apple
Like the
slicer.
peeler core
No,
slicer?
like the metal thing that you push down on the top, and it cuts your
Oh.
apples into
That's
slices.
not normal.
I thought that.
I thought that's you just buy them at Target.
Yeah, I didn't know that was old fashioned.
Is that
It's
old-fashioned?
to me, it's all. Well, looking at my thing is like this was this was smithed in the 1800s.
Okay, so you have an old apple slicer.
Yeah, I don't.
I got you.
When I look at
Interesting.
it's one piece of metal.
Okay. Oh,
All right.
you don't have like the rubber handles.
No.
Nice kitchen made.
No. I told you this thing was used by the
Okay.
Lost Dutchman.
All right, we'll accept it.
And then I use I still to this day when I need some hot water, I use a teapot.
Oh, yeah, because you could obviously do that.
You could just put
Way
it in. You could
easier.
pop it in the microwave.
Now, teapot on the stove.
Yes.
Okay, that's old-fashioned. That's
Where
old-
else would you put a
Oh,
teapot?
there's electric kettles that you
Yeah.
just
Oh no, mine's
super convenient.
Mine's on the burner.
super convenient.
Yeah, but new fashioned.
Yeah.
That's not old fashioned. Old fashioned
I'm
is.
on the burner.
No, with the whistle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's old-fashioned. That's
how
great.
that's how you know it's ready.
That's a great pick.
That is a really that
The
feels
water is more
very
pure
old-fashioned.
in that way.
That's why I do it. It doesn't have all the microwave chemicals,
Nice.
all the science in there.
That was
Much
a
better.
train.
Much better. Yeah, that was a train pot. Great pick. Much better than the apple slicer. Which I mean, I use that too. You have an apple slicer?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got one of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how you slice an apple without it.
With a knife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Just, when I look at this thing, maybe it's not super old fashioned, but I
It just
think it
yours is like rusty.
Yes.
I want to see a picture
Yeah, there's-
of Mike's at some point, and I want to be blown away where it's like rust all over.
Just,
Oh,
say,
yeah.
just imagine that if you wrong move of your finger, you're off for a tetanus shot.
I also hope it's like 10 pounds. It's just it's made of iron. Just
Tell me whether this is an okay pick. I have plenty to pivot to if it's not. But I feel like a real answer in this draft is books.
oh that's
that's fine.
totally.
Not because you don't use an e-reader.
It's
You
Yeah,
use
because
actual
people
books.
read on
Yeah.
their phone or on a Kindle or on an electronic iPad. I'm talking about paper books.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Okay, all right. So then that is my selection, and it goes and pairs very well with a rocking chair.
Okay.
And honestly, Mike, if you want to bring me some tea while I'm sitting in the rocking chair
I
reading
can
the book,
do it. Piping hot
I would be.
and clean.
with a nice vinyl record player behind you,
Oh yeah,
Bluetooth, and some great music.
slicing apples. All right, Jason, you got 2 more picks.
Oh man, I got 2 here. Your books throws me for a loop because
I had 2 picks.
I wanted to draft a cookbook but
Yeah.
you got books, so I feel like that's a little too
Overlap.
Yeah, too much overlap. But I do use like an actual cookbook, like as
You
opposed
don't
to
just go to a website?
internet. Sometimes I'll use an internet recipe, but I love having the actual cookbook where it's like you just have the pages open and it says
But
everything.
you can't
on.
increase your font size to 40.
I know
You can't do that.
sucks.
But the cookbook is like, here's how you make this thing. You go look it up in the internet. It's like, it was a warm day on a January 3rd.
Oh, I know.
And me and my family had just discovered that Uncle John had caught pneumonia. And you just
Scroll.
That's part of the recipe?
Oh, bro.
Dude.
It's out of control. You're like, where is the recipe?
They want a recipe and a story?
They want a blog.
Yep.
These are like
Really?
So true.
They're failed writers, and so they've like they have to Trojan horse their blogs.
These are like the
into
guys
a recipe.
describing like fashion
Yeah.
pieces in
Yeah.
a magazine.
And you can't find
Anyways, it's 3 cups of sugar.
you can't find like the actual ingredient list.
No, you cannot.
Think you're done with the website. You're already scrolling past the content. You're scrolling through endless ads, and then after all that, it's like, here's the ingredients.
oh my god!
I'm so glad you know about this because
awful.
I've been infuriated.
And then because
by
of
Wait,
the
so did
ads
you
that
take
they
a
run,
cookbook?
because of the ads that they run, sometimes you'll come back to your phone, it'll like refresh, and I'm at the top of the screen again. I can't find these ingredients. So yeah, cookbook is nice. That's not what I drafted because you took books.
Okay, gotcha.
Just called a tangent. I am going to take. This is something I'm ashamed to say that we use. I'm not proud of this one. I don't like that we use it. I just can't get the misses to today's technology. We use a wall calendar.
Oh, that is so.
yeah,
That's old fashioned.
It's old fashioned where it's
like
like
you write on it
oh yeah, you want to see
It's
what's
on the
going
wall?
on? Oh yeah, it's hanging
and
behind.
you flip the months.
You flip the months, and you got to look forward.
do you
I
keep
love
them?
it.
No, we don't keep them. It's just literally for function. But it's terrible because let's say we're not at the house and you want to know when something is. Why don't
That's
you
your
put
primary?
it in the calendar in your phone?
Jason's walking by the calendar, taking a picture on his
Every
phone every
day.
morning. Every morning, take a snap. That's great. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not great for you, but
Correct.
it's great
Correct.
that you picked it.
all right. Man, there are. I actually have quite a lot of things here. I'm going to go with this one because, similar to the vinyl record player, it's not the newest technology, but it's the best. It literally has the best sound. This is an old technology that has been just completely usurped. You can barely even buy them anymore, but it's the only one that works. I'm talking about under-the-tongue thermometers.
Oh,
Okay.
Dude, you try to scan my forehead, and I can get
It doesn't
22 different temperatures every time. I'm like, oh, I've got a fever. No, I don't. Okay, I'm 97. I'm dead. I've got 94 degrees. I can't have. I have purchased 700 thermometers in my
I
last
believe you.
5 years, and every time I open that
All on
package,
Instagram.
it's just like, no, I'll just go to CVS.
So
I
you
literally
get
went once and I bought like 4 thermometers at once because I was so sick of nothing working, and they all tell different temperatures. The only one I trust
the 2 minutes under the tongue.
that put it under your tongue and then it beeps.
Oh, it beat.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's
not the glass
not the
with mercury? Oh!
not quite.
I
that
thought it was.
old-fashioned.
That's what I grew up with.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
And it was like you set the timer for 3 minutes and you put it under your tongue. It's glass, and you wait for the
Yeah.
mercury.
And they're like,
It's always accurate.
Yeah, it's always accurate.
and you're at least for me, I got the thermometer in my mouth, and they're like, okay, breathe through your nose, and you're like, I'm here because I'm sick.
Oh, you.
I
do they
can't
tell
breathe
you
through
that?
my nose. Like if you breathe through your mouth, it's gonna ruin the reading. You're like,
I'm not.
so hold
Hold
my
my-
breath 3 minutes. What are you asking me?
Can
to
I
do?
put the thermometer in my nose
All right,
and breathe
sir.
through my mouth?
Bend over.
All right, that is that's a funny pick. I like it. I'm trying to decide if I want to go with a package deal here. I've got the rocking chair. I got the book.
Just make a whole scene.
I feel like I'm going to make a scene probably inside a cottage. And so why not combine this with an old-fashioned thing that I still use? It's a quilt.
All right.
It's a
Okay.
quilt.
All right, like
Very
a knit
old-fashioned.
quilt.
Sure, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, give me a quilt.
I feel like those don't feel as nice.
No, they don't. We've upgraded the technology.
Why do you still use a quilt?
It's there.
Okay. You use a quilt because you have a quilt.
To be clear,
someone bought
the
it.
reason you have a quilt is somebody made it
That's
for
true.
you.
Oh.
That's true.
And if they
It's
made a
handmade
quilt for
quilt?
you, and you use it for forever because it's the quilt someone made for you.
Well, hopefully their
It's
love
not
keeps you warm.
It's not an
Yes.
Amazon,
Because the quilt's not doing it.
it's not some Amazon like $4.
You're not buying quilts on Amazon.
No,
No,
you're getting them made for you.
Quilts only matter when they're made for you.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair.
And so the love keeps you warm, not all the holes in
That's
the quilt.
where you get this handmade quilt that
And
you
hang it?
love, and you hang it,
Yeah.
and then you get a fur blankie, and then you're like, "This is what I'm wearing."
There are
now.
some blankets that are too hot, though, man.
I
Some
would
of this
agree with that.
technology that comes out, they're
Yeah, but it's just
really. If you fall asleep
Lego.
under it, you're done.
Dude, everything's too hot. I'm just t-shirts,
Underpants.
underpants. Everything is always too hot. I've never met a blanket that's
Jason,
cold enough.
we just went up to. Hopefully, you're okay that I share this. We were up at the cabin,
Mm-hmm.
and Jason made us a wonderful dinner.
Thank you.
It's 75 degrees outside. He's chefing it up, and
Is he wearing only the
Only the
no,
apron?
not just
Only
the
the
no. It
apron?
wasn't. It wasn't. It was much more appropriate dinner than that. But he gets done, and again, 75 outside, very nice. It's hot to make dinner, right? Like
Mhm.
when you cook.
Sure.
And we get outside and we look, and Jason he looks like normal Jason, except for one specific thing.
Yep.
Both his ears are redder than anything I've ever seen in my life.
They're basically purple.
It's basically purple ears. And we looked it up, and it's a product of like overheating in high altitude.
Yeah, I was at high altitude, and I was super hot.
And it was actually comforting to read that because otherwise you had something going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I get so hot. Why it's like a lot of people go, "Oh, I run hot," and every time I hear like, "Oh, I run hot," I go, "No, you don't.
I sprint
you,
hot.
You don't know what that means. The inside of me is, a fever for me is 202. That's when I know I've actually gone up.
All right, Mike, 2 picks.
Okay. How old-fashioned is the question.
Older than an apple slicer.
Okay. All right. Because
Are you getting it at Target right now?
well, a lot of you're
Yeah,
getting a
books
record player
and
at Target.
record players,
I won't take it then, but I was gonna say because I use a wired mouse.
That feels
Um,
no. There
Is
are
that
still
allowable?
I think
how
it
old is it?
It's got 2 buttons.
That's good enough.
Old fashioned.
2 buttons only
Yeah.
and plugged in.
Wow.
Oh yeah, guys.
Did you have to get an adapter to plug it in?
I probably
Then
yeah.
it's old fashioned.
probably because look, I
I use a
wireless-
wired mouse too, but like a gaming mouse and
a
stuff.
wireless mouse is so much problems. Like it breaks all the time, disconnects, got to recharge it, but so am I allowed to take that?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
great. I'm going to take that one.
Please make it wired 2-button mouse
Yeah.
for my sake, because that is an entertaining
Yeah,
thought.
it's not. It's a laser. It's not an actual mouse
Yeah.
ball.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
And
Oh,
the
that's right. There used to be
Yeah,
a
mouse
little
ball.
ball under
Yeah.
the mouse that you moved around.
And it would get little dust would get in there, and you'd have to like take the ball out and
Oh,
blow it
wow.
out.
All right, and then the last one, I don't use it all the time, but I have had to use it a few times because look, I'm a sneaker guy. Sometimes you get them and they're a little bit too tight. You got to put the shoe stretcher in there, man. Yeah, like
There's
this-
a shoe stretcher.
there is
Yeah.
a shoe stretcher, and it looks like it came straight from Geppetto's warehouse.
Yeah, I know.
Like this thing looks like it's just, like it looks like a doll's foot, and then
Crank
you have
it.
these 2 different.
It makes them
cranks.
longer
It can make them wider,
or even taller and everything.
yeah. You can make it a little bit
I
longer.
kind of feel like
and
I
a little
need
bit
one
wider.
of these.
If you you
I
got,
got a couple pairs of shoes that are a little too tight.
You got a toe box that's too tight. I got something.
He's
that
got an
can fix
old
it.
fashioned solution for you.
I have a hat stretcher that also looks like Geppetto sold it to me. It's just like a piece of metal and
hat stretcher?
yeah, it's got 2 curved pieces of wood.
Mike needs that.
Yeah,
Oh,
You guys have solutions for each other.
that's why this is a no fitted hat dome.
it's a there's a bolt in
But
the
I'm
middle,
running
and
out
you
of
twist
dots.
it, and you leave it in there.
I
and it
literally
works
think
so good.
that the shoe stretcher that you're talking about, Mike, I'm not making a joke when I say it seems like that was invented when you couldn't just go buy whatever
Yeah.
size you want.
who made shoes? What was the name of
The cobbler.
Cobbler? That's
Yeah,
it.
you'd go to your local cobbler. No Apple anywhere to be found.
How'd that end up? I make shoes.
No.
You are the
and
cobbler.
that's why they're cobblestones. Is because are the
Is
shoes
this
the cobble?
related?
The shoes must be the cobbler.
Well, then where's Apple cobbler coming from?
They used the shoes to smush
To
the
smash
apples.
the fruit.
They might have.
No.
I
Why
think
are they-
there's a chance.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah,
Which one? I'm on the Apple cobbler.
Trades that this is Wikipedia. Trades that engage in shoemaking have included the cordwainers and cobblers trades. The term cobbler was originally used pejoratively to indicate that someone did not know their craft.
Oh, man.
Oh, that man doesn't make shoes. He makes little cobblers.
And then in the 18th century, it was a term for those who
Just
repaired shoes,
Trying to have it.
but did not
cobble
know
it
enough
together.
to make them. Oh, okay. You could repair it. You couldn't make them.
Gotcha. The origin of the name cobbler for apple cobbler is from 1859 and may be related to the archaic word cobeller, meaning wooden bowl.
Okay. So wood is
a
wooden
part.
shoes, wooden bowls.
Yep.
Okay. We're on to something.
All right. I don't use wooden shoes anymore. That's not my pick. I have a final selection.
Wait a minute. Or the term may be due to the topping having the visual appearance of cobbled stone pathway. They have no idea.
One or the other.
It could, let me throw out some guesses.
That's what the internet is us. All right.
This is like it's sourced, and you click on it. Someone's guess.
I made that up.
All right. My final pick, rocking chair books, quilt. This one, I'm going to go a little different direction. I also have 15 more left, so it's hard to narrow it down.
I can't wait to talk about our leftovers.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm going to go with glass soda bottles, like glass soda.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know the best way
yeah.
to write that out. You can figure it out, but like having soda in a glass bottle is old-fashioned.
We call that extra classic in our house.
Yeah.
Ooh, extra
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, if
I
you
wrote
want a
classic Coke bottles or whatever.
if you want a Coca-Cola extra classic, that means it
Ooh.
comes in a glass bottle.
And you guys buy those?
Sometimes,
And then you can-
rarely.
Yeah. That's, I mean, it tastes better.
They do taste better, but diabetes,
Yeah. Tastes worse.
Yeah.
Jason, one final pick for you.
Well, speaking of taste, and the most old-fashioned thing I still use
Oh.
is an old-fashioned, baby.
Wait.
Whatever,
Am
man.
I
Whatever. I knew he was going to do. I knew he was going to do it.
old-fashioned.
I knew he'd do it.
When I saw the most old-fashioned draft, I'm like, yeah, that's it.
But he's got it. It's fine.
Okay,
It-
that's fine. I really
he's dumb.
I do not care. But when it was named, was it a drink that had been passed down from generations, and they're like, "Well, this is an old-fashioned drink," or did someone just say they made it and then they immediately called it old-fashioned?
I think it was how Grandpapsies used to make his cocktail, and this is an old-fashioned recipe. And then it just became that recipe. Is like it's an old-fashioned.
It was. I mean, I think an old fashioned is the right pick because it says it's an evolution of a whiskey cocktail, which was simply whiskey, sugar, bitters, and water, and was served as early as 1800. That is
1800.
old.
Wow,
That is a really actually good pick.
That is old because I was expecting you to be like, "Well, at a dive bar in 1984."
Someone created an old-fashioned.
From what I'm seeing, an old fashioned was originally 1806. They made it, and back then they called it a bittered sling.
they called it a
bitter
modern,
sling.
A bittered sling, and
Oh,
then
man.
they swapped it to old fashioned.
a
They called it-
present time.
Yeah, yeah. In
A current
1880,
event.
do you want? They just called it a drink. Would you like a drink? And then later they had to say,
Yeah.
"I would like an old-fashioned."
You're like,
I want what they drank back then.
Oh, old-fashioned.
Yes. No, I thought that'd be your number one pick.
It would have been, but I
I'm
knew
surprised it
they
didn't
would have.
come back around. You tried to slip it in late.
That's what I was saying. That would have
Yeah.
been my 101, but I knew I could get it at the end of the draft.
All right, so we're talking about that list of
Mm-hmm.
extras.
Yep.
How much time does
I
Andy
thought
have?
you might take straight razor shave.
I don't use that.
Oh, okay.
You could have because
Well, I
I'm
thought-
an electric
don't they-
razor.
But when you go to a barber, don't they
Yes.
straight razor?
Yeah, that's true. They
Okay.
they use a straight
Wow.
razor.
Razor hasn't touched my face since I was 16.
Wow. You had an accident?
Yeah, I
almost died.
There was an accident. I said, "This is dumb. Why are people using these?"
I'm blitzing these so I can get out of the way.
All right.
Homemade ice cream maker,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
handwritten letters,
Sure.
cast iron cookware,
I use it.
trains,
You don't use
I know I don't
trains.
use. I mean, not really, but I'd like to. Glasses.
Yeah,
I think glasses are a little bit old-fashioned.
They're I mean, I have them.
Classic cars, analog watches, Polaroid camera, antique furniture, and sitting around the campfire.
I heard anti-furniture. Like my
My
auntie's
auntie.
furniture, use it all the time. I have Facebook.
Oh, my God.
Feels like a real
That's a
old-fashioned thing
great
that people
pick.
still use.
That's a great pick.
A checkbook.
oh,
yeah.
But you don't use
Yeah.
it, do you?
From time to time I have
Yeah.
to. These stupid companies that, oh my gosh, it's really up
It's
where
all
the
about
cabin
it's
is.
the 3% fee. Some companies don't want that 3% fee.
It's like, I don't want to write you a check and then find a postage stamp.
oh,
and
that
then
would have been a good one.
I
You have to
got-
mail it in.
I got a medical bill the other day, and like, you're going through your junk mail. It's all junk mail, and then there was like, I owed $25 to, I don't even remember, some blood draw or something. And it was like, usually there's like, go pay it here. The only way to pay it is to write a check and put it in a mail. And I don't have stamps. I don't own.
You got to go
stamps.
buy
I gotta
checks,
go
buy stamps.
Yeah, it's absurd. And then, or you could use a Visa. Here's how. They've got a little box on that where you can
you
write your
type the
Visa number in and mail them your Visa
Yeah, that's how they
number.
used to do it.
Unbelievable. Puzzles.
All right.
I like those. And a shoehorn. which
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use every day.
I had wooden spoons,
Oh, yeah.
postcards, and I had
You use postcards?
No.
Oh,
No, it's just that's why I didn't take it. Post-it notes. I thought Andy might go with some Post-it notes.
I feel like those aren't old-fashioned at all.
Oh,
Post-it
Some
notes-
things never go out
Post-it
of
notes have got to be
fashion.
selling in big numbers these days.
but it doesn't mean they're not old-fashioned.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean,
But I think Post-it notes are really – they got the spiral. They got the cutting edge still coming out.
that is just.
You don't use Post-it notes?
I do.
Oh, okay.
No,
I just thought they're old-fashioned.
yeah.
Again, at Target, though. Down the street.
What, Post-it
Yeah.
notes?
Yeah, with the apple slicer.
Sure. And
With
books.
with everything on our list.
Vinyl
All right,
record
fair
players.
and glass Coke bottle. All right, unfair criticism. Moving on.
What did we learn today?
I learned that there are not jumping sharks in Lake Michigan, which for a moment in time, I thought maybe there
Yeah.
were.
Well, Jason taught me the Greek or the Latin origins of the
Yes.
word repercussions that I trust implicitly.
Don't forget about ramification.
Yes.
And no one knows why it's called apple cobbler.
Yeah.
No.
No one knows.
But you can take your best guess.
That'll do it for today's Spitballers. Thank you to everybody listening. Catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.